So the craziest scandal about this year's Paris Olympic Games ain't about XX or even XY. In fact, it's all about 0-0.
Huh?
That's right, someone actually flew to Paris and competed and didn't score a single point. And this person's name is Raygun, a B-girl from Australia. And when people witnessed the performance that was bestowed upon them, the first question out of their minds was, how in the hell was this woman able to compete and represent her country? Real talk. This girl's performance is so bad, it's probably the reason why the Olympics ain't gonna include breaking in their games no more. So in today's episode, we're gonna take a very close look at what might be the most epic failure scandal in Olympic history, and also see how it is causing a lot of online backlash. So, 准备你的爆米花 and stuff it deep down in your kangaroo pouch, cause we're about to go down under, mate, and discover exactly what went down with the Australian Olympic breaking scandal. So to understand why this incident caused so much backlash, I'm gonna assume that some of you might not have a single idea of what breaking is and give you a bit of background, because only then will you understand why people are so goddamn angry. So breaking is the first form of street dance emerging from hip hop culture that started way back in the 1970s. Now me, I've been breaking since 国二, and although I'm too old for that crazy shit now, hip hop dancing is still a big part of my life. Now in Taiwan, many people call hip hop dancing 街舞, and there are a lot of different styles, but I'll give you the basics. There's popping, locking, house dance, crumping, voguing, and the most recently popular, whacking. And then there's a style of hip hop dance which is arguably the most popular of them all, called breaking, which for some reason you guys call it霹靂舞. Fun fact, calling it breakdancing is a huge no-no. Because this term was coined by the media to dismiss the art as an illegitimate style of dance. So most people in the hip-hop community prefer the term breaking, which comes from the fact that way back in the olden days when music used to be longer than 1分钟半, almost every song had a middle point known as the breakdown, which is where the drummer of the song had his solo. And the breakdown, or the break, would last anywhere from 30 to 45 seconds. This was a cue for all the dancers to get down on the dance floor and bust a move. And the folks who chose to get down during the break were known as B-boys or B-girls. Now, as you know, 30 seconds is not a long time, which meant that these dancers had a very small window to show everything they got and grab the crowd's attention. So this resulted in B-boys and B-girls resorting to more flamboyant, more acrobatic, and more explosive moves to wow the crowd. And that is what led to the current B-boy styles that you see today. Now, I'm sure some of you have heard your fair share of stories of dislocated shoulders and broken bones. And that's mainly due to some newcomers who don't have a clue and try to do all these crazy moves without doing any 体能训练. And as a result, their bodies crack under the pressure and the heavy load that comes with performing such explosive acrobatic movements. Now for me, the worst thing I ever got was some chafing in the thighs as I wore blue jeans trying to do a windmill. Now, some people might make the mistake of assuming that breaking is an extreme sport. Breaking is an art. And although you can do it as a competition, the ultimate goal is to express yourself in the most free and honest, authentic way possible. And this year, this art form found itself being included in the top of sports competition, the Olympics. Now, whenever hip hop and other underground art forms become mainstream, it immediately loses its appeal within the community. Because let's be honest, the mainstream often engages in serious cases of fuckery.
It's true.
So needless to say, there were some people in the breaking community who were not too happy about its inclusion in this year's Olympics. But me, I was excited, dude. Because you need to understand, back when I was b-boying, it was heavily frowned upon. It was not cool at all. We caught shit from our parents and any authority figure who saw what we were doing.
You need to be careful. You're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna break something. I mean, it's in the name. Go do your homework.
Real talk. There was even one time where a group of us got suspended from school for having a b-boy battle during lunchtime. So for breaking in 30 years to go from being scolded and disrespected and looked down upon to now giving people a chance to win an Olympic gold medal, 真的是代志大条欸. And for any of you out there watching who are b-boys or b-girls, throw some love in the comments down below. So with all the excitement surrounding breaking finally being included in this year's Summer Olympics, no one expected that breaking's first would actually be its Olympic last, as the entire world was about to bear witness to breaking in the worst way possible, and it was all due to one woman. So before I dive into how Olympic breaking went to shit, let me clue you in on how breaking competitions actually work. Every street dancer has one very important thing in common. their love for music. They listen to music all day long, and this important character trait is key when it comes to dance competitions, because you have to have some idea of what the DJ might play. So the more music you listen to, the more likely you are to know some of the songs the DJ drops, and it also improves your ability to improv to different rhythms, tempos, and also the different effects and special moments in the song. Because if you can do some crazy freezes or wild moves during that special part in the song that everybody knows, you will drive a crowd completely wild. And the most important thing of all, that is non-negotiable, is you do not la pai. You must be on beat 100% of the time. This is breaking Chipan 101, yo. Then comes your flow and your technique, which is how well you perform the moves and how well you can connect them together seamlessly. And after that comes originality, which means in one round, you cannot repeat the same dance move twice, yo. And you sure as hell can't bite other people's moves. But doing cool moves with very great technique and 接得很顺 will only get you so far. Because remember, this is an art form, which means that you need to take those moves and inject your personality. You need to show the crowd exactly who you are. So now that we've had a look at the basics, let's take a look at someone who completely ignored everything I just told you, and allow me to introduce you to today's antagonist, Raygun, aka B-Girl Raygun. She is a 36-year-old college lecturer with a background in jazz and modern dance.
Your background's in ballroom dancing, right?
Yeah, I did ballroom for many years, and I also did jazz and tap and some hip hop as well.
Is there any kind of parallels between the two?
Look, I mean, I think my understanding of musicality going into breaking was very strong.
Now this part is important, so keep that in mind. And Rachel has been breaking for over 12 years, as she was introduced to it by her now husband back in college. But when it came to the Olympics, Raygun performed a breaking routine so strange that the judges didn't even move their pen. That's right, out of 3 battles, Rachel didn't score a single point in any of them. And that left a lot of people really confused. Now, because the Olympics has gone all Gestapo when it comes to using their footage, I can't show you the original routine, but I can show you a video of someone who imitated it almost perfectly, move for move. So let me preface this by saying that there's really no wrong way to dance. Just express yourself as freely and individually as you can in the best way possible. This is basically the essence of it. But when it comes to the Olympics, this is a competition. You are in it to win it, yo. That's why there's judges there, and their job is to critique you, and by proxy, the audience can as well. So let's have a look at the 3 moves Raygun claims she created herself. The first, the kangaroo jump. The kangaroo hop? I don't know what we're gonna call it. Just get on down. Now, based on my experience in a battle, a move like this will be used to clown or diss your opponent. Like, say for instance, I'm battling someone who happens to be from Australia, and I do some goofy shit like the kangaroo hop to clown on them because that's where they're from. So when Rachel did this, maybe she was dissing on herself?
No.
But this move requires virtually no skill at all. It's performative in nature. So if you're gonna do something like this, you gotta follow it up with at least an air flare or a feng te cheat by her or some crazy shit so that when the crowd sees it, they go lit. But homegirl didn't do anything at all. She just did a kangaroo hop. And then there's the epic swung me and toe touch. Bruh, me and my friends did this in high school when we were in battles. And again, it was to clown people. It was to make people think that we didn't have any breaking skill at all, and we'd follow it up with some wild shit that the crowd would go insane for. And somebody recently found this exact same move in one of Chris Brown's old videos, which, fun fact, he's also a b-boy. And then the last one is where she's imitating a platypus sliding around on the ground like a scene from Ice Age. Yeah. How. Now, no knock on platypuses. I actually think they're pretty cool, but if you're gonna perform a move like this, at least slide around on your elbows with your legs in the air, and that would be more badass than what she did. I mean, this is the very essence of b-boys and b-girls, taking a very simple, well-known move, upping the difficulty level, and making it cool, all while conveying a message. But what Raygun did is more like some shit you'd see in Yo-Yo Patin. No explosiveness, no performance, and no wow factor. And to be real, there were a couple moments in there where I wasn't entirely sure Raygun doi paitsa很准呢. Now, although breaking isn't an extreme sport, I think we can agree that it is an extreme form of dancing. But what Raygun did was more like a 快速有氧街舞比赛.
Weird.
And this made people, b-boys and non, completely confused. I mean, I'm sure there were a couple people, even judges, who were thinking, 她好像跑错地方欸. Now, let's be clear. Raygun having a terrible performance does not mean she's a terrible person. I mean, I can throw shade on her for being a horrible B-girl, but I ain't gonna say she's a bad person, yo. I mean, homegirl said it herself. She comes from a jazz and modern dance background, and you can clearly see that she took those influences and brought them into breaking. I mean, it's literally 武力全开 in real time. Now, the Olympic Committee is supposed to gather top athletes from all around the world, but what we saw on that stage was someone who looked like she was not prepared at all, and this pissed people off. And that resulted in 45,000 people signing a petition on change.org to force Raygun to apologize and also investigate her involvement into what might have been possibly cheating. No. And with that, the entire troll army of the internet descended upon Raygun with fury and anger. So all this backlash somehow included rumors that Raygun had somehow set up her own breaking association and that her husband, who's also a b-boy, was part of the Olympic judging community in the qualifier, resulting in Rachel getting a free pass to the Olympics. But it turns out all this was just fake news bullshit.
Breaking Australia was not founded by Rachel at all. The statement that she set up her own governing body is absolutely just ridiculous. It's an absolute untruth and a very sad one because it's based on no fact at all. Her husband may be her coach, and that's fine. He was not a judge at all. The judges were all international judges.
Raygun's husband wasn't a judge at the Olympic qualifiers because I know for a fact he was outside buying her flowers.
But here's where 我真的搞不懂, because I watched her Olympic qualifier battle, and to me, the girl going up against her did way better than Rachel. So how in the hell did she win? But then I remembered, the way they score Olympic breaking is very different than the way they score something like gymnastics, which is based purely on movements and technique. And as we know, when it comes to humans being judges, there's always issues of objectivity. But what completely blew my mind in an ultimate Sasha moment is why in the world would they ask Raygun to apologize? All she did was sign up and compete. It was the Australian Olympic community who gave her the pass, and the Australian Olympic community who put her on that plane to go to the Olympics. So if anybody should be catching shit, if anybody should be apologizing, it should be them, not Rachel.
You're goddamn right.
But as a result, Raygun has become the biggest, most disrespected meme on the internet. I mean, even mainstream talk shows are using her as a punching bag. But where she may not be too good at breakdancing, there is one thing that I think she might have done pretty well. She used breaking as the basis for her college thesis entitled Deterritorializing Gender in Sydney's Breakdancing Scene, a B-girl's experience of b-boying. And homegirl did this to get a PhD in cultural studies.
Some fuckery's going on.
Now, I know what you're thinking. This shit reeks of 小彩虹味道哦. But so far, Rachel hasn't said anything publicly that might indicate she's a part of that team. No man bashing or hiding behind the guise of misogyny and the patriarchy. In fact, the only complaint she has made is that she doesn't appreciate all the harassment her friends and family have received from the press and from online trolls.
I'd really like to ask the press to please stop harassing my family, my friends, the Australian breaking community, and the broader street dance community. Everyone has been through a lot as a result of this, so I ask you to please respect their privacy.
So Raygun has positively taken on the pressure of hundreds of millions of people turning her into a meme. But hey, equal rights, equal memes, right? I mean, I gotta give her props at least for that. And I'm sure it's only a matter of time before some badass b-boys and b-girls take that kangaroo dance and turn it into something Super Saiyan level wild, dude. But until then, I guess we gotta sift through all the 小彩虹 complaining about how this meme is actually bullying. What do you guys think? Is the memeing of Rachel Gunn's dance moves actually bullying and mocking her? Or are people just making fun of what she did, not who she is? Let me know what you think down below. Remember to keep it civil, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you on the flip side. Peace!